Wait, weren't you supposed to be on holiday this
Live
week?
streaming is on.
Is it? Oh, sorry. No. I'm actually going on Wednesday. So
Oh,
it's supposed to be live now, but now I need to get the link from somewhere. Oh, bloody YouTube. I will get there. I will get there finally at some point. Okay. Manage my account. Your channel.
okay, I can see you
Where on the YouTube?
on the YouTube stream. This is the new channel. This is the new link. Yep. I posted in private the.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna turn off the because I've got multiple feedbacks. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna turn off.
Okay, I just switched off the audio from YouTube, but now I can see me with a huge delay.
Yes. Okay. So it works in a way, and then it will be recorded, I suppose, right? Yeah, works. Okay, so guys, I don't know what we're going to talk about today, but it's just that was just a test of the live stream, and I suppose anything you wanted to talk about today, or you just want to go back?
Separation of consensus engine.
No, no. This is a long topic. I wasn't actually prepared.
It's probably makes sense to discuss with Alex Sharaf present, I think.
Yeah, so I just wanted to I just wanted to have a quick short video to just try out the live streaming, whether we could actually do it. And it looks like at least with Jitsi we can do it for free. You know, meaning that we don't need to buy the Zoom license, and it seems to work. Of course, I can get the Zoom license and do it from Zoom as well. I suppose that's how people do it, but we could try it at least like this. And when
I think that as long as we have public discussions streamed on the YouTube, we do not need to close the access and control who is on.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
also
but I mean, I think those discussions will only be interesting to us because basically they will only be interesting for us because, like, if you look at all core devs and all core devs, it's basically the most famous discussion live stream that Ethereum has. Nobody gives a shit about it generally, about the recording at least.
Yeah, I mean, this is an experiment, you see, and that's why I wanted to be a kind of a low cost experiment so that we don't have to commit a lot to it. And that's why the setup like this, I think we don't have to buy any subscriptions. And I already had an account which I used for this, the one that I used for Atlante. And yeah, so it seems to work pretty well. And so what we could do is that we used to do this office hours. I suppose we can now make them recorded. And the main reason I wanted to make them recorded is that it's just more convenient to keep them, uploading into the. I suppose you do the live stream, people can see it, maybe they can join, but if they're not, you can refer to those videos later on and just find them. And maybe, as I mentioned to you, we can then ask somebody to actually do the notes and then maybe just eventually turn it into some kind of documents or some sort of historical records about what we've been doing, about what we've been discussing. And I think the history it's nice. It is nice if we can start basically building history.
I think it makes sense. It definitely makes sense, but it's mostly for us, not for the public.
Well, you never know. I think this is the. I wouldn't make too many assumptions on this. You never know. I think it depends on how good we are at content creation. So all people are different, and then I think whether you judge whether, let's say, something like all core devs, where it is good content or not, and it's up to us to make this. If we want this to be more good content, we make an effort. And so, for example, I was trying to make an effort in the past to do these Erigon office hours to make sure it's a good content. But as I said, it does require some preparation. So it's it's all down how much you put in. So if you put in, if you don't put anything in, there's nothing is going to come out, right? But if you put some work in, I think something can come out of it. It's usually the way. We could try. I mean, I actually really the other reason I was thinking about it is yesterday. In the evening I Googled because I was thinking about the problems of the onboarding people and teaching them, especially the junior developers. And I just, when I was sitting down, it's like, okay, let's Google the difficulties with the junior developers, right? Just to see what people are writing on the internet about it. It's just like, okay, is it? And then I straight away found an article about why junior developers can't find the jobs right now. And it was interesting. There were two factors in it. They basically saying that a lot of big companies like Facebook and Google, they just simply mostly stopped hiring junior developers because you need to hire them, you need to train them, you need to, it's quite a lot of investment. And what they started doing is that instead they just poaching the senior developers from other places instead by offering them more money. Or so basically, like, let's not bother with training up the new juniors. Let's just hire some seniors from somewhere else because we have money. Okay, and that kind of works to a certain extent. And then it's sort of like, they're on the top of the food chain and so forth. But then the companies who are on a lower, like on the bottom of the food chain, are the ones that end up having to train the juniors because they have no choice, because otherwise they're not going to get anybody. They don't have enough money to poach the seniors who are now in a short supply. People basically have trouble finding senior developers, and so the smaller companies with the smaller budgets, they have to now train the juniors. But then the problem is that very often, once they've trained the juniors, they go up up the food chain, and it's sort of this whole thing decimates the entire ecosystem, and especially due to COVID last year, the situation became even worse for junior developers because people didn't go to the office. Everybody is remote, even more remote than before. And it's super hard to actually train junior developers remotely. It was much easier in the office. So it's kind of double whammy, to be honest. And so I was thinking about this, and what can you do to make it a bit more sustainable? Yeah, so some kind of educational material, and at least have some attempt to keep some educational material. I know it's a bit hard to write it, but at least to record something that you can then let your junior developers to listen when you're on board. It's like, okay, go listen to this 50 hours of talking. 50 hours of old men talking to each other. You learn something, right? Like, watch it as if it was a TV series before you when you go down and sit in front, sit on a sofa, right?
It's getting like seeing, say, 100 episodes of According to Jim.
Yeah, something like this. But I think that's why we probably want to make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, the multiple goals we want to achieve here, Artem, is maybe not necessarily the publicity, but creating some educational material, at least something that you can point people on. Like the materials that are very specific, because basically one of the issues is that somebody comes in and is like, where should I start? So I don't know, because I was learning these things like many years ago, and I completely forgot what my learning path was, and because the times were also different. I don't know what is the learning path should be right now, and so it has to be, first of all, maybe more interactive, and maybe we'll just rediscover this. And it's not just us that are complaining about it. You ask anybody, ask any organization, they will basically have the same issue with the recruitment.
I agree with your point that it's not just about publicity, but also about educational material.
Mhm.
It's that you also have to clearly understand who you're creating the content for. This question does need to be answered because,
Yeah.
like, you eventually you'll need to gear office hours towards public or towards developers.
Yes, I see your point. The we it is as with many other things. The way I usually do them, I am not. It's basically like we fake it till you make it, essentially, because I don't know exactly what to do for which audience at the moment. I don't know. So what my strategy is, like with other things, is that if I don't know how to do something, I will try to do it somehow, and then the people will tell me, what I'm doing wrong, and then just change it. So, yeah, I think if we start with something, we might shut it down. I mean, I think this whole thing I saw very often. You probably saw it yourself. People start, okay, I'm gonna do lots of live streaming, right? I'm gonna do live coding, right? And what normally happens is that after 2 episodes, everything stops because they can't be bothered. Right? It's like, usually, the great intentions, but then very quickly, just people fizzle out. Yeah, because it is a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work.
Can you get back to for a moment to the technical aspects of the stream? Can you try pushing the mosaic button to see if the stream includes all the rectangles for all the participants, like in all core devs?
Ah, okay.
Because in this way you have the main image only of the person who is speaking at the moment.
Okay, so let me try. So I need to just mute the. Okay. Let me check because I need to have a feedback. Okay, so yeah, I need to see what you mean. Okay, so mosaic button. Which is the mosaic button? Tile view.
And besides the 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 ellipsis, immediately after the at the left of the ellipsis.
Yeah. Toggle tile view is it called, right?
Tile view, yes.
I mean, I toggle the tile view, but nothing changes on the live stream, unfortunately. I think what I might need to do something different here. I don't know. Sure. Speaker stats? No, of course. No speaker stats. I don't know how to do it, to be honest. Participants like this? No. Oh, it does not reflect. So whatever I do doesn't actually get reflected on the live stream. And maybe that's the Jitsi thing. Maybe the reason why they do it in why it works on Opera Devs because they use Zoom. Maybe
Yeah, probably.
Maybe Zoom has this feature, and this thing does not have. So let me just do the settings. Settings. No, the settings are just for me. Yeah, maybe it's not as advanced as the Zoom stuff.
Maybe we should do it in Zoom then.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I guess it shouldn't be too expensive, right? Yeah, we could try Zoom next time. Yeah, so we tried this one. So very good, Andrea, that you noticed this particular issue. We could try Zoom next time, definitely.
Because I don't know if we are more than 5 or 6 people, how long would be the right bar showing all the miniatures of all the participants?
Yeah, but there's another issue is that Jitsi streams, they're not protected, so anyone could join
Oh
and
no,
anyone from
there is actually protection for that. So there is a security option. So which is actually there you can enable the lobby, and the lobby mode lets you protect your meeting by only allowing people to enter after a formal approval by a moderator. So for any meeting, you can create a lobby. So I can just do it. For example, I'm not going to do it right now, but
Yes, you have activated the lobby right now.
yeah, so essentially that it means that nobody can just bomb your meeting. You can have a lobby, and I think that's fine. Also, you can add a password that lets people to jump in without needing to have the lobby. But yeah, so it's cool. So they have as a security option. So
Okay, we can try just to be nitpicking the screen sharing feature.
oh, okay. Let me see what we can do. Can you try to do
Yeah.
share something yourself?
I can share this. Okay, do you see the code? Can you see the code?
yes.
Okay, we've lost Alexei.
I don't think we have lost Alexei.
No, you didn't lose me. I just did the mute.
Okay.
So and the I'm just wondering whether this is HD or it looks like HD, because in HD you can read the code, but not in SD you can't usually. Yeah, so I can see your code, and then also of course you can increase the font size.
Appearance. Okay. How do I increase the?
It's usually Control Plus, something like that. Usually it's Control Plus. So yeah. You were
Okay.
here in appearance. You see an appearance menu. Just in a view and appearance. Yeah, Control Plus. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it works. Okay, so what we could do is that we could try one session with Zoom, maybe, to compare the capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have a smaller number of people, I think even that kind of works for now. Right? Even that works. So one person watching. I don't wonder who is watching.
I am.
You're watching. Oh,
I am watching. It's really amusing to see you live and with a delay of 30 seconds or
right.
which is the delay? 15 seconds or something like that.
I don't know. I think it's. I'm not sure actually what is introducing the delay. Is it the Jitsi or is it YouTube? I'm not sure. 30 seconds. So Zoom also has a delay. Usually, when you stream from Zoom, it gives
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's probably okay. So the chat. Okay, let's check if we have a chat. Do we actually see it on the stream? Probably not. No, we don't. No, the chat is not shown on the screen.
Oh, there are also polls.
Polls, but again, the polls are not shown on the live stream, I suppose. Yeah, polls, whatever. Yeah, so these are the things. Create a poll. Okay, yeah. So there are polls. Okay, I don't know why we need polls, but we can just ask each other, right? Well, I think the polls are probably convenient when you have lots of people and you don't want them to speak out. It's just like instead click the buttons, don't speak.
You see it?
Okay, I see the poll. Yeah.
Okay.
Filter. Okay. Submit. Okay. Cool. Right. Very good. Thank you. So I think we're probably done for now, unless you want anything else to discuss. But thank you for joining.
Thank you. I'm trying to dissect a strange problem I have on while trying to have that guy in the support channel. It seems like that using the dev chain,
Mm-hmm.
the max peers allowed to connect to the node is always zero. And
Oh.
that's why the reason that that guy is not capable of replicate the synchronization on the other local node. And effectively, if I run in the second node to connect to the master so-called node, and I increase the verbosity to 5,
Mm-hmm.
I get that the master node is rejecting the connections due to too many peers error.
Okay. So yeah, that's good investigation, because I think we could find why it is max peer.
And actually, I have tried to uh, d- dive into that, and I've seen that in this line. Uh,
Which line?
just a second, I'm picking up the. Okay, in P2P server or 838. P2P server is H838. Okay, I'm sharing the screen just for a moment.
Okay.
Okay, share the screen. This one, share. Get back to the code. Okay, I don't see if you see it,
Yeah, I can see it.
but in this post handshake check, I just introduced a little logging, and I
Mm-hmm.
see that on the dev chain, the server max peers is always 0. No matter what I pass in the command line argument max peers value,
Uh-huh.
it is always 0.
Okay. So which package is it on? P2P package, right?
Server
Okay.
go in
Yeah.
P2P package.
Okay, so let me check quickly, because the first thing I would look at is the how it's, of course, where it is getting assigned, right? That's the first thing you want to look at.
Yes, but apparently it gets properly parsed by the command line argument. But
Well, is it called max peer? You say max?
yes, max peers.
Okay. 1 second. Max peers. Okay, so the. Okay. Right. So max peers. Where is it? Server max peers. Well, I don't actually see where it's getting set. To be totally honest, I don't even see where it's getting set. Let me just try to grab it. Maybe it never gets set, but then what happens? Okay. Okay, so max peers. Uh-huh. Weird. It's very weird because I do not see where it's actually been initialized. I don't. Okay, maybe it's a different code somewhere, but I have no idea where it is. So maybe it's in turbo. Yes,
It
in
should
turbo.
be initialized by the command line argument max peers, which is default to 100.
Okay. Default 100. Yes, but what I'm looking for is the I could see where it's assigned to the oh, okay, Sentry broadcast. Right. See, I'm not sure. I don't actually understand where it's getting set, but let me just check the sentry. CMD sentry. I still don't see the code where it's actually being. So what I'm looking for is that I'm looking for the code where it's actually assigned to the server instance, because the server has a max peers, or does it? SRV. Yes, SRV max peers, and the server is, how is it defined actually? This is really weird. The type server, let me just check. Type server. Oh, I see. Okay, so the type server is defined as the it embeds the config. So that's the confusing bit about it. You see, if you look up into this file, right? Go to line 171.
171.
Yeah. So there. Okay, so 107. You see how the type server is defined? Type server struct, and then it says config, which means it includes it includes everything that config includes. And if you scroll up, so I was trying to understand how does the server has this field or max peers, and that's where it defines in the config. But because server is embedding everything is in config, that's why he gets it. And so then I tried to grep for max peers in 3 packages, in P2P package, in turbo package, and in a CMD package. And I sort of could see the only place. I mean, there's not many places where you can see it getting set. So let's say CMD Sentry download broadcast. Let me check. If you want, I can share my screen.
Okay, I stopped sharing mine.
Let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, where's the share? Where's the share? Is it my screen?
Yes, I see the echo of the images.
Okay.
But you have to go to the ID. Okay.
Do you see my ID now, right?
I see the file manager.
Yes. So I'm the broadcast. Actually, I saw it here. So I'm going to increase the font a little bit. Okay. So the thing is that I actually go here. So boom, boom. So I did the grep, right? Where's my grep? So, sorry, I just lost the window because the grep was too big. Okay. So yeah, so I did the grep. First, I did this grep into P2P package, and all that came back was this test. Okay, test. So it's all testing. The simulations, right? But there is, if you look above, there is nothing which actually assigns this max peer value. So it's not in the peer-to-peer package. Then I looked through the ETH package. There's nothing at all. Then I looked in the turbo package, where is our CLI options are, and I see nothing here. It's just the configuration. It defines that what the flag is. Okay. And then finally, I did this grep, which is the CMD package, and something that looks like assignment is kind of here. So we could check this file. Oh, this is the default thing, probably.
Yes, this is the default.
Right. Then this thing, we need to check it out, and that looks like an assignment, but to CFG. And then the other things that looked like assignments are these things, right? But then and there's something strange.
Well, I believe that an assignment could be found in.
That's why I wanted to check here in this broadcast, max peer. So when we do so that is the random peers. Okay, so that's completely irrelevant. Okay, yes. So this is where we send random peers. So that is irrelevant. Okay, where is this? The next thing which I want to check is CMD utils flag.
In CMD flags, I see that in flags go line 845. It says that config max peers is context global integer of max peers flag dot
You mean
name.
this thing, right? You mean this thing. But the config is actually of type P2P config, and then we need to see what happens with it next. Because if we then create a server out of it, then it's fine.
Oh, CFG max peers.
Well, if
There it is. Dev mode can't use P2P networking.
Oh, that's interesting. That's the answer to your question. Okay.
Oh, that's why. So you basically can't locally sync two nodes.
But that's a shame. I think we should just remove this.
I think, yeah.
Well, let's create a PR.
Well, I would only remove the max peers settings to 0.
Right.
And let no discovery to true, which is correct.
Yeah.
And listen address on any address is good, but it's only the max peers that should go.
All right, so we get the answer then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the answer to your question. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing screen.
Great.
Cool. So we solved the problem. Hopefully.
It was useful. A useful goal.
The live stream was useful. Should we keep the recording?
Well, if you want, yes.
Yeah, I think we should keep recording. And we have discussed some interesting issues there, and we also resolved one problem. Maybe it will teach some developers how to look through Erigon code using grep. Just
yes, it's useful. It's useful.
Okay, cool. Then have a good evening, guys, and see you next time. See you on the next live stream.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.